Hello everybody, I'm SB and welcome to How Do I Civilization V. Today I'll be talking about cities. Cities are the most important part of your civilization. Your cities are how you harvest the resources provided by the map, generate science, and produce the military units necessary to grind your opponents under your heel. But how exactly do they do those things? Let's take a look. Each city contains some number of citizens, and at the beginning of the turn, each of those citizens will harvest the resources from one tile within the city's borders. These little circles show us which tiles are worked by citizens. Obviously, more citizens means more tiles worked, means more resources for our city, so it's important to grow a city's population as quickly as possible. On the resource panel in the upper left, we can see what the city gathers each turn, which is the combined output of all the citizens plus any resource-producing buildings the city might have. Food is used to keep our existing citizens alive and to produce new ones. Food is harvested from tiles and buildings at the beginning of each turn, and then each citizen eats 2 food. Anything that's left over after feeding people gets put into the new citizen pile, and if the pile is large enough, then a new citizen is created, presumably by constructing him out of the apples and maybe some rubber cement. Production is how the city builds buildings, units, and other projects. The hammers that we harvest from tiles and buildings at the beginning of the turn are applied to whatever the city's current project is, and it's completed when the number of applied hammers reaches the project's cost. Fancier or more technologically advanced projects require a lot more hammers. Harvested gold goes straight into your empire's treasury, where you can use it for trade or purchasing buildings and units, or just swimming around in it like your Scrooge McDuck. Science works much like production in that the beakers you gather each turn are applied to the technology you're currently researching, which is completed when its cost is met. Just like projects, technologies increase sharply in cost as they get more impressive. Science is largely based on population, with each citizen automatically contributing some number of beakers just by being alive. Faith allows you to found and improve a religion, and it can be used to buy religious buildings and units. Later in the game, it can get you great people as well. Tourism is a complicated subject that I'll be addressing in detail in another video, but for now, just know that generating a lot of tourism is one of the ways of winning the game. Culture is how cities expand their borders. The hex outlined in magenta here is the next one that our borders will expand to cover, and we can see that the culture tooltip tells us how much culture it will take to do so. Culture also allows us to purchase social policies, which enhance our civilization in a variety of powerful ways. The citizen management panel here lets us order the AI to manage our citizens with the goal of maximizing the output of some particular resource. We can also fine-tune our city's output by assigning our citizens to tiles manually. We can also buy buildings, units, and tiles in case our city's production or culture generation isn't strong enough to get us something that we need quickly. Finally, each city in our empire demands a certain luxury resource. If you're able to get a hold of that resource through trading or expansion, the citizens will throw a big party that increases the city's surplus food output by 25% for several turns. A few turns after that bonus ends, the city will ask for another resource and we can repeat this process. Think hard about the resources that the terrain can provide when getting ready to settle a city. A city with little food won't be able to create enough citizens to do anything well, and a city that can't get much production from the environment will have difficulty completing projects. Also, there are a number of special resources to take advantage of when placing a city, things like ivory or marble. Those are extremely important to keeping your empire growing, and we'll go over them in the next video. Until then, may your empire stand the test of time.